In today's episode, I'm going to give you the 5 questions that you got to understand or you got to ask to be able to find the right kind of partner. And I would love to hear down in the comments below, what are questions did I miss? Stay tuned for this one. Welcome back to another episode of Dental Marketing Go. I'm your host, Gary Bird. I'm the owner of SMC National, where we help offices just like yours level the playing field against the big guys so you can grow in 2025. But you can't grow if you don't ask these questions before you pick the right kind of partner. So what's the questions? Question number 1, how do you measure success? Now, this is first an internal question, but then it becomes an external question. So there's so often, I'm dealing with a client right now that they want us to measure things that we don't control, right? Like I can't control once the patient comes into your office, they have money, they want dentistry done, and you don't close them, and you don't get them to accept treatment. That's a you problem. That's not a marketing problem, right? And so you have to first define how you're measuring success, and then you have to partner with somebody who's going to help you fulfill that. Typically, people want new patients, right? Most people say, well, I just want to grow. Okay, but that's very nuanced. There's so many things that come into that new patient accepting treatment that you have to understand that each step has a potential to fail. And if it does, then your whole campaign fails. And that may not be a marketing problem. It may be a marketing problem, but it may not be. And you have to be open to have that conversation with a marketing partner. So as an example, if you say, well, I'm at 25 new patients and I want to go to 50, that's awesome. However, how do you actually go about determining if, let's say you have a super high unanswered call rate? How do you go about determining who failed in that scenario? Do you even have the data to be able to tell that? Or let's say that you have a capacity issue. You say, I want to go from 25 new patients to 50, but you're scheduling new patients 3 months out. Well, guess what? You're not going to grow for a minimum of 3 months. And then when you do start to grow, you're going to have a major slippage because most of those new patients aren't even going to show up because they already went to another dental office. So you have to be able to have these kinds of nuanced conversations based around how you measure success. And you have to have these conversations before you find the marketing partner. Okay? Before you get in with the marketing partner, you have to start having these conversations. So number 1, how do you define success? And how is that marketing partner going to come in and support that, whatever that success metric is? Okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, how do you track the difference between marketing patients and patient referrals? This is a very nuanced conversation. You're not going to hear a lot of marketing people talk about this, but let's say, I'm just going to give you a scenario to show you how confusing this can get, okay? Let's just say you get 25 new patients a month, and let's say that 12 of those are coming from patient referrals, and 13 of those are coming from marketing. And then you go to a marketing company, you say, hey, I want to get another 25 a month. That means 75% of your patients, I should say, are going to be coming from marketing. And 25% roughly are going to be coming from patient referrals. So what happens at times is sometimes those patient referrals will drop. You might have a month where you only have 5. Or there'll be months where they go up. You might have 25. That greatly skews what marketing is supposed to do or not do. And here's the problem. Marketing usually gets the credit when the patient referrals jump. However, they usually get the blame when patient referrals dip. And they shouldn't be getting the credit or the blame for that. Patient referrals are controlled by internal operational systems, not external marketing efforts. So if you go out and you run a bunch of ads, your patient referrals are not going to go up in that given month. There are lagging, I want you to catch this, there are lagging patient referral spikes based on marketing, because if you get more marketing patients this month and over months and months and months you do that, eventually those will turn into patient referrals. But that's a 2, 3, 4 month process. And you have to be good at getting the marketing patients to stay with you, right? So you have to be able to identify that. Now, I use a cheat code. We use Trackable that actually tracks these sources. So if you haven't checked out trackable.io, it's amazing, helps you delineate this, and you can actually look at it and you can see, oh, patient referrals went down. That means I need to change operationally what we're doing because we're scaring the patients away. Or, hey, patient referrals went up. That's great, but marketing didn't contribute the way that marketing said that they were going to. That's a problem. So we need to get that up. So you have to be able to have these kinds of nuanced conversations if you're going to grow in 2025. It's just too confusing otherwise. You can't have, and I'll give you a real example. I had an office, 2 hygienists quit. Patient referrals went into the tank. We had no idea that the hygienist quit. We just weren't in the loop like that. And their patient referrals tanked. And guess what? Oh no, our marketing's failing. Let's change all of our marketing campaigns. Whoa. Let's look at the data. Oh, marketing new patients are pretty steady. And patient referrals dipped by 25, 30%. What happened? Oh, we had some hygienists quit. Oh, well, if you change your marketing campaigns, it's actually not going to help you. Marketing's still performing the same as it always has been. Your patient referrals, your internal systems with your new hygienist, that's what we need to change. That's where we need to focus. Now, you can spend more on marketing to close that gap, but just changing your marketing will not fix that problem. And this is why dentists get so frustrated. They go to marketing company after marketing company after marketing company after marketing company and go, oh, we can't, no one can do it. Okay, maybe, but the more likely scenario is that you haven't figured out this internal problem of marketing new patients versus patient referrals. And you have these ebbs and flows, these ups and downs, and you can't track it. That's a big problem. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, how can you help improve your internal team's performance? Okay, so I just gave you a really complex problem on the front end of patient referrals and things like that. So how do you fix that? Well, you have to work with somebody that understands the nuance of dental. Someone new to dental or someone who doesn't have technology to help them solve these problems, it's just shooting in the dark. You're guessing. And that's why it feels that way. That's why it feels when you're working with a marketing partner, feels like you're guessing. Feels like a guessing game. And it's because they are, and you are. So you have to work with somebody that can actually identify where your shortcomings are and then help you solve that problem. If you're not, I'm just using extreme examples. I know this is not a real scenario, but just as an example, if you have somebody who's not answering the phones 100% of the time, and you're driving all these marketing opportunities, but they're not answering the phone, marketing literally doesn't work. You got nothing. Or another example, you work with your team, won't listen, doesn't know how to answer the phones with these marketing opportunities, and they're losing all of them or the vast majority of the marketing opportunities. Marketing will never work. Doesn't matter who you use. Your marketing could be perfect and it still fails because the marketing is dependent on your operations. There's never been a marketing campaign that works on broken operations. So you have to partner with somebody who can help you fix those nuances, or you have to be able to identify those nuances and then go to somebody who can fix them, like a consultant. Now, at our company, what we do is we actually work with each step of the way. So if you're not answering the phones, we can see that. If Susan doesn't know how to convert a particular kind of patient, we identify that, and then we train them and fix it. If you don't know how to schedule people, and if you don't know how to do block scheduling, or your block scheduling's all jacked up, then we identify that and we help you fix it, right? So these are the kinds of nuances that you have to be able to identify, and you either need a partner that can do those things, or you need to add on additional consultants that can help you with that. Okay, number 4. How can you lower your cost per patient? So this goes back to number 2. You need to be able to identify how many actual patients, new patients, came in through your door just from the marketing efforts, and then what was your marketing budget? And then you want to get that number down as much as possible. So where we usually see people coming in and working with SMC is like they're spending $500 to $1,000 to acquire a patient, and then we're working on helping them get that lower by improving their operational structure. And I know this is like big brain stuff, but I promise you, dentists are really smart, and once they wrap their brain around it that there's all these pit holes, they start to see why they're not growing, and things start to really click. So the way to lower your patient could be a marketing problem, but it also could be a function of just answering your phones 10% more of the time, or converting on the phones 10% more of the time. And just by doing that, all of a sudden, your cost per patient goes down. That means your ROI goes what? Up, right? All right, number 5, how soon can you start generating results? Now, everybody's different with this, right? Some say right away, some say a month from now, some say 3 months. So what we do is we do a 90-day ramp up. So we have goals, we have milestones that we're trying to hit along the way, but we're ramping up in that 90-day, and there's going to be ebbs and flows as you learn the market. So you want to be able to have a really clear conversation with your marketing partner and get them to understand, okay, what exactly are my results going to look like in the first 90 days or in the first month or whatever it may be. And you want to then track that and then hold them to that. And that's very, very simple. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful to you in 2025. Drop your comment below. What questions did I miss? I would love to hear from the group. And thanks for everybody jumping on today. You have a great day.